Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. Now in this part of the video, we'll be looking at how we can solve simultaneous equations by the graphical method. So this is more for the Sec 2 topics, alright, Sec 2 topics. Now without further ado, let's take a look at some of the mentor series questions that is available. Okay, this question over here, the first question, the table shows some values for x and y for the equation y equals to negative 3x equals to 2. So the table actually gave us the values. If not, you can actually make y the subject. So y equals to 3x plus 2. And then sub in the values for x itself to find the unknowns in the table. Now, usually, to start off for a graphical solution, they will give you a certain range of x values for you to work on, right? So we'll just plot accordingly. Okay, so let me complete this question. X equals to negative 1 and y equals to negative 1. Please do read the scale carefully. So this one over here is actually negative 1. Then 0, 2, then next one, 2, 8. Alright, so using the ruler, let me call out my ruler. And draw the line. Okay, it doesn't look good. Please make sure your pencil is sharp and your ruler puts the line such that it really passes through all the different points. Alright, if not, it may not be accurate. Okay, so I have my first line and I shall label it y minus 3x equals to 2. Right, so this is my first equation. Secondly, they say draw and label the line x equals to 1 on the same grid. X equals to 1, when you want the line x equals to 1, x equals 1, it means it's a vertical line. It cuts the x-axis only at x equals to 1. So I'm going to draw vertical axis, x equals to 1. Let me try and position it. Not sure if you can see my ruler. Okay, wait, give me a minute. Okay, so this whole line is the line x equals to 1. And I shall label it. So after you draw every line, please label your answers. Okay, if not, the teacher may not be able to recognize which line you are looking at. Next one, write down the y coordinate of the point where the two lines y equals to y minus 3x equals 2 and x equals to 1 meet. So where did they meet each other? The meeting point of intersection will be the one over here. Okay, so yeah, in this case I drew quite a thick line, so it might cause some misleading of the answers, but it's quite obvious. At this point, my x is definitely equals to 1, right? Because they already say x equals to 1, and my y coordinate over here is 5. So my point of intersection, they want the y coordinate only. Oh, read the question. They only want the y coordinate. So technically speaking, I do not need to write down the whole coordinates down here. So I'm going to erase this away. Okay, they only want the y coordinate. So in this case, the y coordinate, the value for y will be at 5. On the same axis, draw this line 2y equals to x plus 4. So my equation is 2y equals to x plus 4. Let me just make y my subject so that's easier. Okay, and usually I'll just divide by 2 individually. So I'll get half x plus 4 divided by 2 will be 2. So in order to draw this line, I'll need a table of values. Right, I need a table of values. To be safe, I'll need at least 3 points. If not, then there's no other much options. Then you just have 2 minimum points. But what are the numbers or what are the lines that I can draw in this case? So I'm going to look at my range, right? On my x-axis, you notice the x-axis has a range from -1 to 3. Right, so I'll try to plug in any whatever suitable values. As long as the value that I plot in and I find the y, right, it still can appear on the same axis, then I'll use that point. Okay, if not, if that point is not inside my graph, then maybe I'll choose another different point. Right, so for me personally, I like to make it easy. I'll just put 0. This is divided by 2, so instead of using 1, which might give me half, so I'll probably choose 2. And then I don't have another number, so maybe another 4, but 4 is not inside the range. So if I don't have a choice, then maybe I'll choose a 3. Okay, so in this case, y equals to half times x plus 2. So y will be equals to 2. Then y equals to half times x, which is 2, plus 2, which is equals to 3. Then y equals to half times 3 plus 2, which is 1.5 plus 2. Wait, give me a minute. Yeah, this will be 3.5. Okay, so I have these few points. So now let me plot these points over here. X equals to 2. Y is also 2. 2, 2. 0, 2. Oh, 0, 2 is already down here. Okay, let me plot using another color. 0, 2, 2, 2. How come I 2, 2? 2, 3. Oh, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. And 3 will be 3.5. So somewhere around here. So if that's the case, I'm going to use my ruler, draw out my line. Okay, and anyway, it's quite obvious that I've already found my point of intersection. Okay, let me draw my line a little bit longer. Okay. So in this case, I have my graph with me. So this one will be the equation for y, 2y, what's the equation again? Equals to x plus 4. Okay, so now I have my two equations. Solve the simultaneous equation. So simultaneous equation, y equals to ay minus 3x, okay, and equals to 2. So this is my first line that I'm going to look at. And 2y equals to x plus 4. So this is going to be the second line that I'm going to look at. Okay, do extend your line long enough so that you can spot the point of intersection. Since they asked me to solve the simultaneous equation, I'll look for the point of intersection, which is actually at this point. So at this point, what is my x value? My x value is equals to 0. And my y value, it didn't go anywhere. My y value is the number 2. So in this case, the solutions are... the solution is x equals to 0, y equals to the number 2. Have you gotten your answer? One more question. Now, question number 18. Complete the tables of values for x and y for the following equation. So we already have y as the subject. 2 times x plus 3. They give me that x is the number -3. So 2 times -3 plus 3. That gives me -3. Okay, then the second number says is 0, right? The x now, they want x equals to 0. So 2 times 0 plus 3 gives you 3, definitely. Okay, and then the last one, x equals to 3 is given as 9. Right, so now they asked me to draw the graph of this on the grid below, and they didn't give us the scale. Okay, but I can see that they want number from -3 to 3. They actually made some markings for us already, so I'm going to make good use of it. This is 0, -1, -2, -3. Okay, unless in the question they give you explicitly, if they ask you to draw on graph paper, then they will tell you how many cm represent how many units. But for nowadays the new syllabus, right, they will give you the whole graph grid. Okay, or if you are not very familiar with drawing the scale, then I think you better read, okay, the units as well. Just check, okay, they say 2 cm 1 units or 1 cm 1 unit, so forth and so on and so forth. So please pay attention to the scale. Okay, and for my y-axis, they up to the number 9, so I need to minimally have a number 9. 1 2 wait, let me give me a minute. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So since they did not give me a scale, but they draw the axis for me so that I can squeeze in my numbers. Okay, it's up to 9, and you need at least negative what y to be negative 3, right? So I need at least negative 3. So this will be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay, and now we're going to plot this graph, negative 3, negative 3, 0, 3, 3, 9. Okay, using my ruler, call my ruler. Not sure, are you able to see my ruler? Okay, never mind, later when I export the video, I'll know whether will the ruler appear in my video. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is my line, y equals to 2x plus 3, first line. Okay, let's look at our second part. Question says the point 1.5 comma q lies on the line. When is the point 1.5, part C, 1.5 comma q lies on the line in the graph. Find the value of q. This means that x is equals to, this is x and this is y, right? So when x is equals to 1.5, I'm going to find the value of q, which is my y value. So I'm going to use x equals to 1.5, x-axis, x equals to 1.5. Going to read dotted line up to my graph until I touch my graph, turn 90 degrees, and read the y value. So in this case, the q, which is your y value, is the number 6. Right? Next one, part D. On the same axis, draw the line graph of x equals to 2. When you want a graph of x equals to 2, x equals to something, it's a vertical line. Cut the x-axis at the number 2. So I will have a vertical straight line. Cut the x-axis at the number 2. Let me try to draw this a little bit. Okay, so now I have my line x equals to 2. Remember to draw the line longer, okay, so that you can actually find the point of intersection. And try to be as accurate as possible. In my case, my line, my graph is not very accurate, right? But should be able to estimate my answer. Okay, so state the y coordinate, okay, which has an x coordinate of 2. That means the line x equals to 2, right? So x is already equals to 2, so you're going to find the y. So when x equals to 2, the point of intersection, actually if I'm not wrong, should be this lah, x equals to 2 should be equals to 7, right? So in this case, the y coordinate will be equals to the number 7. Okay. Part E. On the same axis, draw the graph of 2y minus x equals to 3. Now for me, usually I'll make y my subject first. So 2y equals to, bring x over, be positive x plus 3. And y will become, I multiply both by half. So be half x plus 3 over 2. Okay, so I'll get a table of values. Minimally 2 numbers, best is 3 numbers lah. Okay, so what are the range of values? What are the x values I can choose? You notice the x value goes from -3 to 3 down here. So to make things simple, I also not sure what will happen, what kind of answers I can get. So I just try first. I'll take -3, 0, and 3. Now normally I'll try to put a nice number like 2 so that I multiply by half, but I noticed that at the back there's a 3/2 here, so in order to avoid decimal places I'll put odd numbers instead. Okay, but doesn't matter, even if you get an odd number you can still plot it as you go along. So y equals to half times x plus 3/2. When x equals to -3, -3/2 plus 3/2, that gives me the number 0. Then now the next one, when x equals to 0, I get the number 3/2, which is 1.5 lah, huh? Then next one, when x equals to the number 3, oops, sorry. So x equals to the number 3, I will get 3/2 plus 3/2. That gives me the number 3. Okay, 3. So now I'm going to plot this on my graph. I shall use a red color. When x is -3, y is 0. X is -3, y is 0 over here. 0, 1.5, x is 0, y is 1.5, so roughly about here. 3, 3, about here. Okay, so now I'm going to use my ruler and draw this line. Okay, let me try. Okay, so now this line appears. So this line will be called 2y equals to x plus 3 as given in the question. Okay, so now the question say on the same axis, hence solve. So after I drawn the line already, right, solve the equation of y equals to 2x plus 3. Y equals to 2x plus 3 is this graph, this line, and then the other one is 2y minus x equals to 3. Oh, this one I write the equation wrongly. 2y minus x equals to 3. Okay, then now this is the correct equation. So they want 2y minus x equals 3, and that is equals to this line. And to solve the simultaneous equation, we look for the point of intersection, which is over here. So over here you can see, what do we get? We get x equals to -1, and from here you read the y value for the y-intercept. For the point of intersection, the y value is equals to 1. So in this case, the solutions are x equals to -1, y will be equals to 1. Have you gotten your answer? Now with that, we come to end of this part of the video. Please do revise, and I hope you enjoy your lesson. See you next time. Bye.